Fallout New Vegas is a game, but how much of it is game and how much is pure bloatware? To answer this question, we need to ask, how many files can you delete from Fallout New Vegas before it breaks?
Now, the first thing that we're going to need to do is start the game. All right, now that we've left Good Springs, we're going to get bombarded with all of the DLC notifications. Now, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all we're going to get. So now we can go ahead and actually start deleting stuff. So this is Fallout New Vegas's game folder. This is where we're going to be dragging stuff into. We're just going to be moving it from here to here. Now, I figure we can start simple. So we can just move the main title theme. Yeah, just move that over there. A readme, and we don't need a readme. Get that out of here. Now, I wonder, can we just take all of the DLL files? Code execution cannot proceed because Steam API.dll. Okay, wait. There's a main title music. I thought we deleted this. Interesting. We have our game set to ultra quality right now, so I wonder if we can remove all of the other quality INI files. Let's remove low, medium, high. I assume ultra quality is just very high. So far, we've only deleted stuff that we aren't really using. So let's try to delete some more important files. We're gonna do something a little bit crazy. We're gonna go into the data folder and we're gonna try to start deleting some stuff. Now that we're in the data folder, I'm gonna try to delete some of the video files in here. Fallout New Vegas intro. Now this should be the intro where I think Benny shoots you. Now let's see if we can start a new game and see if the intro even plays. It does not. We just went straight into the game. Okay, so let's go back in the data folder. Let's check out sound. Okay, songs. Radio New Vegas. So here's just all of these copyrighted songs for us to just remove. I'm worried about what would happen if we removed anything from the shaders folder. Drag it into our deleted files folder. Okay, immediately crashed. Let's see if all we need is this one shader package. Okay. All we need is shader package 13. No clue why that's the case, but it seems to be that the game is running completely fine. Nothing is out of the ordinary whatsoever. Interior cells are looking just fine. Pip-Boy looks fine. Interestingly enough, it seems that Fallout New Vegas has the Fallout 1 and 2 soundtrack in the files. It's really interesting, but we don't need any of that. We can just take this music folder, just get rid of that. Now, this also has the main title. Yeah, there is no main menu music whatsoever. Let's try to tune into the radio here.
You're listening to Radio New Vegas, your little jukebox in the Mojave Wasteland.
Okay, so yeah, Radio New Vegas is completely broken. He said a voice line as if he was going to go to the next song, but then just nothing played. All right, back into the data folder. A lot of this stuff is DLC. Caravan Pack, Classic Pack, Dead Money. We don't need these for the game to run. It loads with no problem, but we may be missing some items. Yeah, so we're missing all of the items that we started with. Now, I figure this update.bsa file is probably not needed, so we're just gonna get rid of that. All right, so I assume we don't need the wacky credits. Let's all follow Roger's lead and set our unit to 1 inch. Don't you know who I am? Megantron. This is hilarious. Let's remove both credits. All right, after removing the credits, I wanna see what happens if we view the credits. Okay, yeah, obviously there's just nothing. I figure we can remove the voices without much being impacted. Besides, obviously there being no voices. Check up on Easy Pete. Yeah, sorry about this big ol' tumbleweed. How you doing, Easy Pete? Ah, the silent type, I see. It's so weird, like, not hearing her say anything. Okay, goodbye. Oh, I hear audio. We can't have that. Now, I figure that is under sound, and just get rid of that. It's so weird. There is absolutely no sound whatsoever. None of that jukebox music, nothing. I assume we can go ahead and delete some textures. There's textures and textures too. Textures is the biggest file, so we're just gonna go ahead and remove that one first. Very obviously, there are some missing textures. I'm pavement. I'm made of rubble. Yeah, the Pip-Boy's normal. I can't imagine what would happen once we delete the other textures file. Hello, Easy Pete. Easy Pete, you are one fighty mine looking fella. Yeah, it seems to be misaligning some textures as well because that's a palm tree. That building behind you, that's corn. Doc Mitchell's house seems to be made of dirt. He's got a dirt hut, probably built by a couple Indian guys on YouTube. You know, I'm really surprised my game has not collapsed in on itself at this point. My blood texture is just a square. It's a red square. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take out textures 2. Let's see if it'll boot without the second set of textures. All right, well, it's completely pink. And it crashed. I wonder, maybe we can edit BSA files to sort of remove some of the stuff that we don't need from there.
All right, so I was having a little bit of trouble extracting the texture file, but we're gonna try to do the miscellaneous file since it's so small. Do not delete.txt. This is how much of Fallout New Vegas we currently have. This is about how much we've deleted. Almost 7. So if you do the math, it means we're left with about 24% of Fallout New Vegas currently, meaning we've deleted about 76% of the game. But I gotta say, I'm not really satisfied with that number. I'm downloading so much stuff that I just really have no idea what it is. I'm gonna be honest. Trusting Nexus here when it says safe to use. Okay, so I figured out how to just unpack all of these textures here. All right, so far we've removed about 1.5 gigabytes of textures from textures 2. And here's a side-by-side. 916 megabytes originally, and is now 9.56 megabytes. Seems to be working. Load. Oh shoot, our loading screen image is just Fallout New Vegas. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, some of the GUI that we left in is getting picked up by the buildings here. I assume that the order of textures matters heavily in this game. And if like the third texture is the wrong thing, then it just doesn't work. This is so optimized. Oh, the entire street is GUI elements. So in interface, I think we could probably get rid of pause. It's all pink. When we got here before, it would just crash. Oh, our fonts are here. Continue from your last save game, yes. Oh my gosh, it's working. The sky is a font file. Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, a lot has just been replaced by font textures. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just harvesting my letters. A bountiful harvest, I must say. This rat is glowing. Okay, so I think this font is monophoto. We should be able to remove everything but monophoto and be fine. Now, so far, our textures file is only 2 font files. All right, our font bushes are in good shape. You know, depending on how you look at it, everything is font. And I mean that in the most literal way. If I look here, everything is font, and if I look here, it's all pink. So we have decreased the file size of this textures2.bsa from 916 megabytes to 104 kilobytes. Now, the next thing that we have to figure out, which is going to be the most difficult part, is we're gonna have to reduce this meshes.bsa file, which is almost a gigabyte, basically 1 gigabyte. There are 19,587 files. So first thing we can do is we're gonna have to just unpack all of these. All right, now we gotta wait for all of these to unpack. It's actually unpacking fairly quickly. All right, here are all of the meshes. Can I open some of these in Blender? All right, let's see if we can open this file here. Okay, I don't think any of these we can open up in here. Let's just go ahead and start removing stuff. And we're just gonna take all of these. We're just gonna move them over here. All right, let's see if we can load the game. All right, menu loads. No, it does not. We've got to figure something out here. Maybe we can remove the sky. Just remove the skybox. I'm trying to poke holes in it here. I'm trying to see what I can remove without it just completely breaking. Oh my gosh. No, dude, removing anything from here breaks it. And I wasn't lying either. This was absolutely the most difficult part. Deleting meshes would crash the game no matter what it was. Even an acoustic guitar seemed too important to delete. Some would say that's where this ends. But if we can't delete the files, we can still reduce the size of the files by changing the models themselves. Using the program NifSkope, which can convert our .nif files, we can convert it into a file format that can be edited in Blender, delete it, then we can bring it back into NifSkope and export it as a 1 kilobyte .nif. Oh shoot, we've got a big ol' exclamation mark here. Let's try to open our Pip-Boy. Yep. That's what I was expecting. The only problem with this idea is that there are 19,586 mesh files. That would mean replacing and renaming all of them. So what we can do instead is use a Python script to batch rename all of them. Oh, there it goes. And then we can slowly replace all of them until it stops working. Okay, yes. We'll know if it worked if the creature is an exclamation mark. 9C. All right, there's a bloatfly. This is a bloatfly. We've entered VATS and the game crashed. Look at this. It's amazing that we can do this. Deathclaw ID. All right, this is a Deathclaw. Yeah, the game crashed. I mean, I expected that, yeah. Let's replace weapons. We're a big ol' error sign here. Oh, over here is our exclamation marks. Oh yeah, these are vehicles, or were vehicles at some point. All right, what else can we remove? Architecture, clutter, animo objects, armor. Okay, let's load the game. Hopefully this works. Oh, this is amazing. This is like unrecognizable. All of the architecture is missing. Right here off to the left is all the things that we can replace. Let's try the less risky stuff. Let's remove gore, decals. Let's remove furniture. Oh, it's amazing. We're missing our clothes. Yeah, so we're a big old walking exclamation mark here. Vegas is over here. We can see its outline. There's some doors over here. Oh, this is the gun runner's headquarters, it seems. Oh, there's some guys here. Oh my gosh. There's some NPCs here. Oh, the gun runner's guards are angry at us for some reason. Yeah, how do you like that, Isaac? All right, opening his inventory crashes our game. Nice. Yeah, we're just gonna grab everything but the road here, because I kind of want something to stand on. VATS cameras. Nobody really needed VATS anyway. Projectiles won't be missed. Now this is what I call a wasteland. I really have no idea where I am. My game crashed. It doesn't want to admit that it crashed, but it absolutely crashed just now. Sky, we don't need. Terminals are for nerds. Traps. Now, who needs trees? Trees are for Mr. Beast. This is the most highly optimized version of New Vegas you will ever play in your life. Why is this building here? I thought I removed all architecture. I've apparently deleted the stairs. Open door to East Pump Station. This is awesome. I've got a quest marker here. At least I think that's what that is. Kind of sick of Fallout New Vegas hoarding all of my files. What is this, Call of Duty Warzone? 10 gigabytes is ridiculous. I much prefer the 600 megabytes that I'm playing on right now. We're gonna go into Doc Mitchell's office. We're gonna see what this fella's been up to since I probably deleted him. Doc Mitchell, I've come down with something, and honestly, I'm not even sure you can fix it because I think it's infected you as well. Hey, Doc Mitchell. My game doesn't support dialogue systems, so if you want to be able to play Fallout New Vegas at 600 megabytes, you got to deal with the punches, all right? You got to roll with the punches here. We've deleted 93% of the games so far, and it's working just fine for the most part. Just get rid of dungeons here. Let's get rid of lights. We can echolocate our way around. Yes. Okay, there's no floor. Yeah, we've deleted his house. There is no exit because the door has been deleted. So this is Doc Mitchell's prison for the rest of eternity. But this seems really playable in my opinion. If you disagree, I don't know, that's kind of something somebody like a corporate shill would say. Okay, so the current size of the game is 473 megabytes. So we've got these 4 left to change. I'm like 90% sure that if we remove interface, we can't get past the loading screen. So I'm gonna remove interface because we've removed the loading animations. Removing interface crashes it. Interface has been returned. Triggers has been moved. Get rid of all the roads. Believe it or not, this is Good Springs. I think this is the saloon. Wait, what is this? Oh wait, we're not in Good Springs. Get this gunrunner guard out of here. So if I like delete anything about the character, it just like completely bugs out and crashes. I think that's all really that I can do. I think this is as small as the game folder can get. Let's do some math here. If the game was originally 9.23 gigabytes and we are left with 468 megabytes out of 9,230, that leaves us with almost exactly 5% of the game left. That means we have deleted about 94.9% of the game. That's incredible. I'm super proud of myself for being able to figure this out. After that, I hope you consider subscribing. It helps out a ton since only 8.5% of people are subscribed. Consider becoming a member if you're into that kind of thing, and until next time, that's about it. See ya.